Is the title of this video like worst perfumes or something? Lowest rated
Make sure you check out our brand, Atrium Fragrance, which is on a mission to promote creativity in the industry. By clicking the link in the description below, you gain access to a free sample as a first-time buyer, as well as exclusive written and video fragrance content by joining our newsletter. Enjoy. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Well, we're doing another video where you are blind testing. Sam Mason, by the way,
Who would have
guys.
guessed? Who would have
Yeah,
guessed?
it's another blind test video. As I'm always trolling, I'm trolling you.
Okay.
Saying, I always say you will find out the theme of the video at the end. The audience already knows the theme of the video. I'll let you know at the end. So now the editor will cut to you knowing. Just so you know, the theme of this video is Perfumer tries my 5 fragrances for life. So these are fragrances I'd always. And then they come back. People don't know, Sam Mason is one of the only channels on YouTube that really focuses on the technical side of perfumery, teaching people how to make their own perfumes, the raw materials, and for that reason, I say go subscribe to him, guys.
And also check out the video we did where you actually go and smell some raw materials.
Yes, you got me to smell some premium natural raw materials to give my opinion, guys. And you guys know I'm a master perfumer from those few episodes I did of perfumery in our channel here. You know, bedroom perfumery, guys. If you don't know, get to know. Today, Sam, I'm going to do 5 blind tests, 5 different fragrances.
Okay.
So same format as always. You give your thoughts, your opinions, good, the bad, the ugly. Obviously, people understand that this is on a paper strip, not on your skin.
That's fine. Yeah, it's cool.
You don't know the packaging, you don't know the story, you don't have the marketing and the bias. You give the raw, unfiltered perfumer opinion.
Absolute, what do you call it? Point blank opinion, like first impression.
Absolutely, yes. And of course, guys, bear in mind it's a blind test. It's not on skin. You're not getting the dry down. You're getting mainly the opening of these fragrances. Shall we begin?
Let's go. Let's go.
Here you go, sir.
Oh, different scent strips. These are like big ones.
Yeah, these are the chunky scent strips because I ran out of the other ones.
Oh yeah, this is quite like fresh perfume, I think.
Have you ever smelled this DNA before? Because I appreciate, guys, Sam is a perfumer. You focus more on actually the creative process rather than going around and smelling all the fragrances on the market. You're not like a traditional, what a fragrance community person would be like, who smells all the perfumes and knows all the perfumes.
This is like, to me, I feel like there's like a base of very nice soft musk. There's nicely balanced soft musk. But on top of it, there seems to be very subtle touches of like aquatic notes, maybe some slight green notes, like cucumbery notes, fresh. Yeah. And then like quite a large dose of hedione, which is like opening it up, this big airiness, and then maybe little dashes of sparkling like citrus notes on top as well.
Absolutely. The perfumer who made
quite
this
cucumbery, though,
has this quite style. Yeah, cucumbery. Which raw material gives cucumber?
Cucumber, you know what? There's something called cucumber aldehyde. I don't have it though. I don't actually have any cucumber notes. But there's a variety of green notes which you can use. This also reminds me of something called undecovertal, which is a green note, which has a bit of a cucumber facet. So there might be a tiny amount of that. Those things are very strong. They're like really potent. So you'd only normally use trace amounts, which smells a bit like what you've got here. There's basically a lot of smells between like leafy green, violet leaf, cucumber that are quite similar. So there's quite a number of molecules you can use to get those smells, and they're all close to each other, and depending on exactly what you want to do, will affect exactly which one you use. But this doesn't smell like fully like aquatic, I wouldn't say. But it's definitely got those green notes, and it's got a muskiness. Yeah, it's like not too bad. Yeah, not bad.
If I say to you this is a 50 pounds fragrance, what would you give it out of 10?
I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely like above average.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe like the 8.
An 8 out of 10.
Yeah, cool. Something like that. We'll go at the end. We'll initially it's an 8. At the end, we'll go over these, and We'll do
a quick rundown after we'll dry down a bit and see if you still stick with your ratings. Cool. Next one.
I feel like this smells like it should be. I feel like it smells like it was designed to be expensive smelling, but it doesn't actually hit the mark.
Cool. Maybe you could say this about this brand in general. Actually, maybe that's interesting commentary.
I don't think it's that well done. It's a bit like generic-y, like a bit like someone's taken like some strawberry notes, some like a little bit of ionones, maybe some musk like xaltalide, just some ambroxan, chopped it in, balanced it a bit, like made it like really try to make it generally appealing and stuff. I feel like this is kind of the perfume that would be maybe popular on the lower end of the market, but I can also see like Aldi's releasing a perfume that
Aldi, oh my god.
I don't know, like has similar vibes. So it's a bit waxy. I'm not a fan.
Okay, if you
How much is it?
I'll tell you, this is a let's say £100 fragrance. What would you give this out of 10?
Nah. I don't know.
This is not gonna be a high rating then. What's your number?
I don't know, man. Like £100.
What's your
Are you
rating?
serious? Okay, like 3.
3 out of 10. Cool,
3,
that's fine.
I don't know.
Absolutely, that's your opinion. You're very much
okay.
entitled to it. Okay, so fragrance number 3. 32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. I'll be very intrigued about your opinion on this.
Ooh. I mean, like compared to the last one, I think this has been nicer. So there's like a patchouli note, which is actually smells like a really nice high quality patchouli essential oil. And when you have a nice high quality patchouli, you get these nice sweet ambery tones, which you don't get with the cheaper patchouli. Smell much more just like earthy and muddy.
Yeah.
But this is like when you have a really nice patchouli. Now, with having a lot of patchouli like that, it does push the perfume into a bit of a camphoraceous, a bit of a sharp, slightly herbal sense. And also patchouli is classically something that's very like polarizing, a bit like Marmite. Like some people really love it, some people really hate the smell of it.
I love patchouli personally, yeah.
But this is like a really nice patchouli, and usually I think with the nice high quality patchoulis, when people think they hate patchouli, sometimes it's just the cheap patchouli they hate. They're actually a bit more open to something a bit nicer. And because of that, it emphasizes these nice, warm, resinous, balsamic notes. This is probably a mix of some ambers, and I feel like it's got some slight sweetness, which is probably coming from some rose. So yeah, this is a bit more traditional, but actually this one's been done quite nicely. I think it's nice, yeah. I think it's nice. It's not really like something that I'd wear. It's a bit too, again, it's a bit too herby for me.
Okay, herby, okay, herbaceous, okay.
Yeah, but for this kind of genre, I think this is actually nicely balanced. I think it's nicely accentuated. Like it does that, really styles the patchouli in a really nice way that, I don't know, I think it's a well-constructed fragrance. I think I would give it a pretty decent rating.
So I'll let you know, it's a, let's say it's a 70, 80 pound fragrance, yeah, say 80 pounds.
This could be one for the right person. It could be like a 9. Maybe for most people it would be like a 5. But like overall, if I was going to give it a rating, I'd give it maybe like an 8 or something.
An 8. Cool.
So it's definitely above average. It's just niche. And when something's niche, you have some people love it, some people hate it. Rather than where a more commercial thing, it's more like most people are going to quite like it.
Cool, nice. All right, interesting. Cool, nice. Fragrance number 4. Go ahead. This is quite an interesting one because I feel like the paper strip doesn't do it justice most of the time. I feel like, but yeah, you go ahead. This
reminds me of a certain smell, and I can't quite put my finger on it, which is really annoying. But it's quite nice. It's quite light. It's a bit musky. I think it's definitely got like a good amount of ionones in it, but it doesn't smell completely violet, which is quite cool.
So ionones will give it a bit of
violet. A bit of violet-y. It also gives me a bit of a sun cream vibe, so probably quite heavy on the galaxolide.
Okay. Yeah, galaxolide, which is a type of musk, isn't it? Galaxolide, one of the base musks.
And the more I smell into it, I am quite enjoying it. The only thing I don't like about it is it's a bit soapy. A little bit slightly soapy, which is something you often get with a bit of rose. This one's a tricky one. I feel like this is one of those niche perfumes. Probably, again, that's probably quite expensive. And for the right person, this could be really good. But I wouldn't recommend it to most people. But that shouldn't detract from the fact that it's like, yeah, I mean, it seems like a fairly decent perfume. It's not like something I'm like, wow, this is incredible, but I don't think it's bad. I still think it's like solid.
If I told you this is £150, what would you give that rating out of?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those ones where this kind of smell is like quite a complex smell where you've clearly got some real naturals. There's probably some like real rose in this or something. And because of that, it's like for the right person who likes like an airy perfume, maybe with some rose in or something. And this could be just the right one for them. And it's definitely worth the £150. But it's also something where it's like, I don't think it's for most people. And I don't think...
So try before you buy.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. I don't think it would be for most people. I feel like for most people, like a lot of people wouldn't like it and they wouldn't even want to buy it for like £30. But that's not to say it's bad. It's just like quite niche, and like some people this is really good, and then £150 could be like an absolute bargain. So yeah, I think it's interesting, that one.
Out of 10?
I don't know, like 7.
7. And the last one blind tested. Let's go. Okay, I keep saying that about each of these scent strips, but I'm actually really intrigued as to what you'll think of this one. I keep saying that with every sense, but this will be intriguing.
Okay, I quite like this so far. I quite like it so far, but I'm not sure how it's going to dry down. So to me, it smells of like grapefruity notes. It's got a bit of that grapefruit / rhubarb vibe. So there's certain aroma chemicals, stuff like methyl pamplemousse, rubofix. There's an aroma chemical called hexyl crotonates.
What is that?
And it reminds me a little bit of that. It's something that's kind of like it's a very odd smell. It's quite abstract, hard to describe, but I'd say it's a bit like sweet and slightly alcoholic. Somewhere between almost like
By alcohol, you mean like
a clean, like a clean note from a boozy set of notes, but it doesn't smell completely like an alcoholic drink on its own. And it's also like mixed with a slight crystallized sugar note or something. I like that side of it. But then there's also like something else in there, like a lemon maybe. A lemon note, I think, which I don't love as much. But still, overall, it gives you this nice, crisp, fresh, like something in that region, like a grapefruit, lemon, rhubarb. I feel like just if there was a bit less lemon in it, or I don't know if it's lemon or lemongrass or something in that kind of bit more piercing, that kind of smell, right? The lemon smell. I think to me it's a bit too strong. I don't know, as a perfume, I feel like I'm a bit biased because I like some of the notes they've used, but objectively speaking, as a whole perfume, I'm not sure if it's actually that nice. I mean, I don't know, I feel like, I'm not the biggest fan, like, I'm not gonna lie. I smell, I don't want to take this the wrong way, but I feel like it smells a little bit pukey, or like, I could imagine someone could like get the very slightest element of like vomit in here. Okay,
interesting. Do you want me to tell you the price of it?
Yeah, what's the price?
So I bought this fragrance with a cheeky little discount for a total of £270. What would you give that out of 10, knowing that?
I don't know, man. I feel like a beginner perfumer could just come up with some random thing like this. I don't know, it doesn't smell that professional to me. I haven't seen how this would dry down. It's very first impressions. But what I will say is it's quite ironic that a lot of the designer fragrances that are actually priced lower, like, was it the Azzaro L'Homme Intense we did last week?
The Most Wanted, yeah.
So, like, you got to think, these big fragrance companies who've got the best perfumers in the world, they're putting their like best perfumers on these designer fragrances that are actually at a low price point because they know they're going to sell like so many of them worldwide. It's really important to have them optimized and smell just right. But when you've got these niche brands who actually aren't making that many sales and they've just got someone who was like a perfumer who randomly decided to start their own perfume company, and there's not necessarily a barrier to entry to get that job. Like if you can, anyone can start off a niche brand. I'm not saying this is what happened. But I'm just giving you a bit of context as to where my thought process is coming from. You can have like niche perfumes that cost like £300, and it's not because the perfume is like actually that good or made by the most skilled perfumer in the world. It could just be because they're just very small batch and they're like, to make their business work, they have to put a really high price point. But it doesn't guarantee you that because it's highly priced, doesn't guarantee it's like a really good perfumer. Like no one's stopping even a worse perfumer to put like a really high price tag on their product to give them the illusion of like, wow, this is really luxury and special. Now, I'm not saying this is like that, but I'm just saying that that's how I always think in my mind when I smell something. When I know something's expensive, the average end consumer might think, oh wow, because it's expensive, it must be good. But I'd like to dissociate the price from the actual smell and think that actually some of the really expensive stuff is garbage and some of the really cheap stuff is good. The price in perfumery is not related to the quality of the products. That's something you can only tell through the smell. And to me, I don't know, it smells very homemade. Like, I don't know, I think it smells a bit crap. Yeah, I'm gonna say it, I think it smells crap. Like this one for £200,
£270.
I'm gonna give that. Okay, unless the dry down, which I can't imagine, is insane, and I've just got this wrong.
Say your number, Samuel.
I'm gonna give it 1.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Cool. Interesting.
I just think, nah.
Fair enough. Nice. I like that.
I feel bad saying that, knowing that you bought it, which means you must like it.
Well, whatever.
So
it doesn't matter if I bought it. It's your rating,
you.
Not mine. Cool. Nice. All right. Let's do a final rundown.
It's gonna be the last time I'm on the channel.
Okay, so we're doing one more rundown. Now that everything's dried out a bit more, you can do.
Okay, so first one, it was those nice fresh green, cucumbery notes. A lot of those are gone a bit. We got some Cologne kind of notes in here.
Cologne, yeah, I can imagine that, yeah.
With some musks, and honestly, I preferred it more in the top notes. I don't love how it's dried down that much. So I think I was going to rate it an 8.
Yeah.
I'll bring it down to a 6 because actually it might be slightly above average, but it's not like particularly like crazy above average. And remember, average isn't bad. That's just what you'd expect for most things. So when I say 6, I don't mean like 6 and it's bad. I mean, it's 6. It's like, yeah, it's fine, man.
It's above average.
Cool,
So.
Like,
yeah, your rating is different to what most people think.
Yeah. This one, I don't know, man. This gives me that smell trail you have some people when they have like in the supermarket and you feel like someone's got that cheap perfume smell. And didn't you tell me it was kind of expensive? So I think it's a bit trash. I'm not gonna lie. It might be my personal taste, but I'll give this one like how much was it again?
£100.
I'll give it a 3.
3, okay.
Maybe 2.5, 3. I don't know. I feel like I'm being harsh today. Is the title of this video like worst perfumes or something? Lowest rated. Okay, so next one. This is just, I don't know, it just smells like waxy. There's barely any base notes to it. I mean, this is terrible as well. Like, honestly, this is like another 2 or 3. Unless my nose is just gone from being in this room for too long. But
we've been in this room for quite a long time.
Does it smell much still to you? Could you smell any base notes? It just smells a bit waxy and that's it.
Smell it again.
Okay.
I think you're rushing this one.
I am rushing a bit now. Okay, it's more of like a light, heady own base notes, isn't it? It's more of like that airy.
Okay.
It's not like. What was like the top note on this one?
I think
the patchouli one.
You described this as patchouli,
one.
A clean patchouli, quite herbaceous.
I feel like what I wanted, given the style of that perfume, it was quite like a bit more old-fashioned, a bit more traditional. I feel like I would have wanted those. It might just be because my nose is gone now, but I feel like I would have wanted there to be a bit more substance in the base note. Yeah, I just feel like it's really changed so much. It's completely different now when I smell it again. So I'll give it. I would say it maybe wasn't quite as bad as the other one because it doesn't smell like that bad. It just smells a bit like it's gone. Okay. So I don't know. We'll give it a 3. Oh no, but the top note was actually quite nice. Okay, I'll give it a 4. That one can be a 4. This one has held itself quite well. The rosy one, like this one, like I feel like the price is justified in the way it smells. Whether it's your taste or not, that's up to you. But
yeah,
it smells like it's actually like I can see like £150, wasn't it?
£150, yeah.
This one's solid. So like, yeah, I'll give this one like a. We got to give something a good rating. So I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
Okay, an 8 for that one. That's nice.
And then the last one. I don't know, man. 200. So 1. Like this one. Okay, so it was. What was it?
Okay, let me get out the bottles now. Let's get out the bottles and then you can have a look at them. And then we'll finish up the video there. 1 second. So we've got Light Blue O Intense by Dolce & Gabbana. You might have seen this fragrance. Yeah. Then we have the second one. The one you said it was like a cheap supermarket smell was Tom Ford Noir Extreme.
Yeah, it does. It's like a cloying strawberry.
Yeah, it's got a coolfy note in it, which is like an Indian dessert ice cream kind of thing. You've got Terre, which you might have heard of.
So yeah, Terre, this one's quite difficult. I think basically I was saying with the top notes, I thought it was a nice, elegantly put together patchouli top note, right? Which I quite liked. I was just disappointed in the base note that it suddenly all seemed to drift away. I still think it's like balanced fine. It's just maybe I would have preferred if the base note was a bit stronger. Now, you never know. Maybe that top note isn't possible with a stronger base note. You sometimes find that in perfumery. Like I find if I've got a really nice top note, you actually need a subtle base note because any strong base note actually ruins the top notes. And it was a crisp, clear, like nice patchouli smell. So I think I'll give this one the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it like a 6 overall. So we're kind of taking the 8 or whatever I gave it for the top notes and the lower rating from the base notes, and we won't be so dramatic about it.
It's still a little bit above average then for you, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I genuinely think more objectively speaking, this is a very good perfume, but maybe it's just my personal taste.
I agree that it's like, quite serious, professional.
Yeah, for me personally, I would put it about like averagey. Okay. If that makes sense. Like I probably wouldn't buy it. I really like Jean Claude and some of his perfumes, but to me, at least on a subjective level, I wouldn't say it's his best work. But I know a lot of people would think that, so fair enough. Like I'm not too against it. I'm just like,
Just so you know, the theme of this video is Perfumer tries my 5 fragrances for life. So these are fragrances that always.
Okay, so
this feels like a more personal dig at me with this video.
Sorry, man.
But carry on, crack on.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I feel like every time we smell the Xerjoff ones, I'm always like pretty.
You've been quite consistent with Xerjoff. You quite like Xerjoff so far in this. In the series.
They've impressed me, I think, so far. So
they like more your style potentially.
Yeah. And then finally this stuff
finally Roja's.
did not. I just.
So the way you describe Roja,
like
it might. Some people might agree with you actually. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's just me. Just me.
No, just me.
I'm not the be all and end all of it, but
I don't like a lot of Roja stuff myself actually. This is the one that stands out to me personally. 1819. I do know what you mean. I do think some of this stuff might be overpriced. As again, this is both our subjective opinions, but I know.
It's just honestly, like my honest opinion, it smells like someone took lemongrass essential oil.
Yeah.
And they added a little bit of Rubofix.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Do you like any of Roja's work?
I don't know because I haven't really smelled it, so I couldn't.
You haven't? Okay,
I couldn't tell you. This is probably the only one, the first one maybe I've smelled.
Because I don't think he's a traditionally trained perfumer. I think, as you said, he is self-taught actually. So maybe your comments are justified, but they're your comments. Your subjective opinion. Sam Macer does not represent the views and opinions of School of Scent. Your discretion is advised. But yeah, these are my 5 fragrances for life. And in the previous videos, you tried out Nuit de L'Homme Bleu Electrique.
Yeah,
which you liked a lot. You said that was like
at the start. I thought it was like generic. And then after I came back and smelled it on my skin, I really appreciated the depth and nuance.
Yeah.
And before I was like, oh, it's kind of generic. After a while, I was like, oh wow, it's so well composed that it gives this just like completely. Sometimes the best things.
Dominique Ropion, I think, made that for it.
Sometimes the best things, or like the most elegantly put together things, are things that are so seamlessly put together that on the face of it, they just seem.
It's very well blended.
Yeah, they never make you think, wow, this is incredible. But it's actually to give that effect of nothing like sticking out. Actually, the amount of balance and like nuance that goes into that. Actually, making that everything come together into one pure almost smell. Let's say is actually a really hard skill. So actually, I kind of changed my opinion on that one. I was like, that was really nice.
You went from a 7 out of 10 on paper strip to 9.5 on your skin. So of course, everyone bear this in mind. This is all on paper strip. It's different on skin.
Yeah. The actual one that I kind of think I changed my opinion a bit on was it that we smelled a couple of videos ago. Was it like the Prada L'Homme Intense?
Prada L'Homme Intense,
like the £70 one.
Yeah.
And a load of people in the comments were like saying, I don't know why he doesn't like this. And I was thinking about it some more.
Yeah.
And I think when we recorded that video, I didn't actually realize how much perfume prices have gone up recently.
Okay.
So at the time I was thinking £70 a lot, but I realized actually that's not that bad. It's actually pretty mid-range. And I was thinking about it some more, and I was thinking, you know what, that was actually a very nicely balanced and composed perfume. The more I give it, the more I think about it. I think like if I smelled that, I would need to smell it again to check. But I think that's one I'd probably be. You know, it's so I'd probably put that up a few numbers since I last rated it. I think I was too harsh on that.
I would love if I brought it back again and you were like, actually, never mind, it's still a 4 out of 10. It'd be so funny.
No, because I'm my instinct, I think now is maybe it's more of like a 7 or an 8. At the time, it was like too much of a spot opinion. I think
the whole point of these videos is they are extremely limited. People don't realize just how limited you are by having a very. First of all, your nose has smelled so many fragrances already. We've done like one video before with myself, then one of your videos, done this again. That limits it. It's not on your skin. It's only the opening. It limits. It completely changes. I don't think anyone takes these too seriously.
I like to kind of have authentic opinions. You know, like if I'm wrong and I say something,
you can only have an authentic opinion if you have a full wearing of the fragrance on your skin.
That's true.
So I don't think anyone actually expects it to be that accurate. It's just in these videos. The whole point is they're interesting in the fact that you're a perfumer who understands some of the raw materials himself, and you can pick them up in a way that isn't the marketing base. It's not the notes. Because we both understand the note breakdown isn't the formulation of the perfume. The perfumes have like dozens and dozens of different ingredients in there that people you don't know unless you can pick them up. So this is why your nose is quite interesting.
What I've noticed from this video is like, let's say the big winners and the big losers, or this from this series so far, is that like I think the Xerjoff is pretty underrated. Like that stuff's solid. I know it's expensive to be fair, so maybe you would expect to get for what you pay for. But I really feel like you actually get what you're paying for with the Xerjoff. On the flip side, like the Tom Ford stuff that I've smelled, it seems to have been like super overrated.
Tom Ford's consistently
disappointment. So,
maybe it's justified. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sam, for joining us once again. I appreciate your honest opinion as always. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you check out Sam's channel if you haven't already, and check out our previous videos that we did with Sam Macer. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.